global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello fam, welcome back to our channel. The attention of the level of fraud, looting, taking place among political appointees, politicians, those in political offices has gone global, and it's not just in Nigeria alone that Nigerians have been hearing this. All over the world, particularly in the United States, it has become a normal news. It's now a norm that they get to hear incidences of issues of how funds are diverted to individual accounts and how they have been mismanaging and misusing funds. As a former United States National Security Advisor says, President Donald Trump once argued that the 1.5 billion US dollars aid given to Nigeria annually should be stopped, while funding for military operations in Afghanistan, Syria should be cut. The former NSA John Bolton stated this in his highly anticipated book titled In the Room Where It Happened. Bolton, who left Trump's administration last year, said the president of Nigeria, Major General Muhammad Buhari, retired, had confirmed that indeed Nigeria was receiving a lot of money from the United States annually, and yet we are borrowing like never before. Trump, however, lamented that despite all the money Nigeria was receiving from the United States, Nigeria was still refusing to buy American agricultural produce. This thing is trade by barter. I rub your back, you rub my back. So why are we not patronizing them? Let's continue. Bolton further claimed that Trump argued that the United States should cut funding to the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, while funds should be released for the construction of a wall along the United States-Mexican border. He wrote, following more chatter, Patrick Shanahan, the U.S. Defense Secretary, turned to the cost reductions that maintaining the counter-terrorism capability would entail. But before he got too far, Trump broke in to complain about Congress' refusal to fund the Mexico border wall. Then he was off. Why can't we just get out of Syria and Afghanistan? I never should have agreed to the other 200 in Syria, and it's really 400 anyway. Then after literally 45 seconds back on Afghanistan, Trump asked, why are we in Africa? He soon made it clear he wanted out of Africa altogether, Nigeria inclusive, expounding for some time on our $22 trillion national debt, followed by the problems of our balance of trade deficit, followed by complaining again about how Nigeria received $1.5 billion annually in foreign aid, as he said the president of Nigeria had confirmed to him in an earlier visit, even though they wouldn't buy U.S. farm products. Have you now seen that the level of loot itself, the one we have heard, is minimum compared to what is actually on the ground? Have you now seen that even Donald Trump is getting tired of giving aid to people who have refused to grow? If you give birth to a child that have been crawling from inception till age 10 and is still crawling, there's something wrong with that child. You need to take that child to the hospital. They've been giving it whooping 1.5 billion in dollars. I mean, taxpayers' money. Human being like you and I go out there, make money, they make the economy work, and they're bringing those monies down to Africa, down to Nigeria, and yet those aids are not working. And we have become, in the nation Nigeria, have become a beggar that's become beggarly in its attitude. You get foreign aid, yet you still go borrowing every month. Sometimes twice in a month you go borrow. It's alarming. It's crazy to the ears. But let's feel the pulse of Nigerians over this, okay? Because I just knew it was just a matter of time to get to Nigeria. It's a matter of time. We can't, if you keep giving people a country money and you keep hearing that their politicians are looting it, it's a clear indication that the aid you are giving to the people is not reaching to the poor masses that you wanted them to reach. It's still getting up to the elites who already have more than enough. And that's not actually the primary purpose. The primary purpose is to reach to the very, very poor. I mean the poor amongst the poor. But it's not getting there. Some of them, their children drive latest cars, the ones that are even yet to be produced, they're already on the road. Alloy wheel, clean cars. In fact, if there's one that they already have private jets. So what are we talking about? But let's feel the pulse of Nigeria over this. I knew it was going to come. But when is what I was waiting for. This one here is saying Trump and the United States owe Nigeria nothing. That's true. Bitter, but it's the truth. If they decide to withhold their aid to us, then I see no fault from them. In a sane country, 1.5 billion, not million, 1.5 billion dollars per year for several decades. For that several decades now, is enough to set up a good and a working nation. Very true. But Africa is still as poor as it was because before the aid started. Not just Africa, Nigeria. Mention Nigeria. That's where we're hitting at. Nigeria. It is not as if you're personally benefiting from the aid anyway. 80% of Nigerians are not. See this black man judging another man on his own money. It's your money. It's their money. It's true. They work hard for their money. So if you're not thinking out of the box to see how you can generate income for your country, too bad. For how long? You have been colonized. You have gotten your independence. Can't you reason the way they are reasoning? It's not the same God that created the white that also created the black. It's not the same God that created the United States that also created Nigerians. Why is their own different? Because their system is working. Our system is filled with corruption and people who are not willing to change. This one here is saying, seriously, you mean such amounts they enter Nigeria account every year? Ogao. America should have known better that our government won't do us any good with this money now. They would have rather squander it. It is pathetic. This one here is saying the money that will not get to the citizens in US should hold their money, I beg. They're all saying the same thing. In fact, the Nigerians are in support. Hold the aid since it's not getting to the poor man. Hold the aid. He said Trump don't outsmart Nigerian politicians because these are the special funds that does not enter the economy. It just dies among the politician hands. Very soon that there's this special money that will enter will just divert the money. It has become a norm. You see, if not for the fact that it was brought into limelight, these are the monies you begin to wonder where are these people getting money. But they're still borrowing. They borrow shamelessly, and they give reasons for borrowing. They have some of these politicians are very learned, so they know how to put it in under special superficial headings that will look so real, but practically speaking, there's nothing on ground. They will give it good headings. Tell you they can come and convince you with English and speak big grammar on the media space, how this is going to be done, how this is going to be achieved, how they're working on this. But let's leave this. That's why sometimes I like this Igbo men, very practical, go to their business. They don't have that time to begin to speak plenty English. Are we making profits? They will know. Because by the time they check the indices and they just know that they're making, but not to speaking big English, practically nothing is on the ground. The roads are bad. There are no jobs. They're even thinking of, collapsing some ministries so that they can lay off staffs because according to them, there are not enough money. The Senate are not even thinking of reducing their allowances or salaries. The governors are still busy increasing more of their media aids, their special assistants. They're not even thinking of their personal. No. Their comfort is sacrosanct. Nobody should go there. But the citizens should understand. The citizens should sacrifice. Have they not sacrificed enough? Insecurity everywhere. They keep chunking so much money on security issues, security funds. Yet there's nothing to show that there have been money sent in. The Senate keeps sitting and resitting, making budget, making all manner, but there's no proof to show that there's even any headway. This is where we are. This is the country where we are in. We call ourselves giant of Africa. It's in population, period. Let's come out of our high horse and tell ourselves the bitter truth. We are giant of Africa in population. End of story. Nothing else. We need to come out of that high horse and tell ourselves the truth. Say, look, we are way behind time. We are not even up to time. When we are behind time. Some of us are still operating 1982. The whole world have moved on. And that's why it looks so strange. Where opposition will speak, just recently, the CUPP guy is now crying out. The condition they give for him for bail, for speaking out, for whatever, I don't know where he got his source from, that the Honorable House of Assembly was giving bribe of 10 billion by Bill Gates, and $10 million by Bill Gates. I don't know where he got his information from, but right now he's in a mess. His condition for bail, he can never meet it. Is very sure. And according to him, he's already being placed in a place where he may not be sure if he's going to come out without contracting the COVID-19 dreaded disease. Because where he's being put in detention is overly crowded, and they're bringing in people who have defaulted in the issue of COVID-19 guidelines concerning a lockdown. So which means his health may be compromised. Just because he spoke, I don't know where he got his information, but then, he's being haunted because of it. So even the issue of protest, speaking, criticizing the government of the day, you're on your own, strictly on your own. That we're looking for, it's not even accepted. But those are practical tenets of the democracy, which is not allowed in this time. It is called hate speech, and it's also called treasonable felony, unfortunately. So where are we heading as a country? So it's just a matter of time. I just knew it was a matter of time. They would demand for accountability, and the United States is beginning to demand for it. Like someone said in our commentary, he said, look, this is their money. They decide who the nation to give or who not to give. It's not the same nation. Why can't we develop ourselves? But that's what we'll wrap it up. What do you think about the United States Donald Trump decision, and United States US decision not to give the $1.5 billion that comes annually? It has been on for decades, and the poor masses don't even feel the impact of this money. What's your take on it? Let's meet in the comment section. Don't also forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for more updates on this and much more.